All right, boys, it has all come down to this. The entire month of December and the first 2 weeks, the first week of January in 2023, it has come down to this, a best of 11 between the two captains. It was, if let's say someone, one team captain would have lost a life, we would have put it to 4 lives each, but seeing as though both captains are fresh with all 4 of their lives, we've bumped it up to a best of 11. So let's see who will bring this home for their team. Is it going to be Team Marco starting on bottom right, who has picked Blake Blickton, or is it going to be a Team Latov here starting on the top left hand side? Predictions are still open. It is going to be closed after this first game before the second game starts, just so you can have a feel of how each player is playing and who you want to vote for. So we're on to Lake Blitzen here. It is Marco's map pick, and looks like Marco's gonna go for this normal build here. We've seen him do this before. Whoops, don't forget your engineer, buddy. We've seen him done this before. He'll go for rush that naval yard, get the tech along the way, and capture his tech before getting another refinery. I believe he doesn't even move his MCV in this case. Latov did move his MCV. He went from here to here, so didn't overcommit to that move fully. So just built all the way down with that second refinery being optimal. We've also seen Marco getting an extra engineer in that transport after getting that 3 tech to either grab the far oil or go across and capture the other 2 oils of his opponent. And I think that might be happening here. We have a double drone from Latov. One of them does go down, targeting that naval amphibious transport there. Early radar up for Marco. Latov finally getting a transport in for his 2 oil tech. And there's a cheeky little engineer. Latov still has a second drone ready available, and that's the first paradrop for Marco. I always wondered how this paradrop makes the map kind of fair, because this hospital is pretty much useless unless you're allied. So engineer in that transport going all the way towards that left side. The drone, not sure where it went. Latov pushing it on the right side here. Paradrop getting dealt with 1 sentry gun. Sentry gun does go down. Another one's supposed to be coming up here in a minute. And oh, Ivan! Ivan! Hello! Not even a Engie, it's just straight up Ivan. And down goes the oil. And the paradrop in the middle here, getting away with absolute murder, taking out the sentry gun, and the oil is next. A far naval yacht coming up from Marco here. Paradrop definitely gonna take out the rest of the oils. Just one though. But IC is out from Latov. And IC out from Marco as well. So Latov at a huge disadvantage right at the start there. 2 oils down from him. And he's walking an Ivan all the way around. Excuse me. It's pretty funny. So got 3 miners for Latov, 4 long distance mining, and 4 for Marco as well. Got some squid games here down towards the middle, where the bridge has been broken by Latov. Cheeky pressure around the top. Where's that Ivan? Did Ivan die? I can't find that Ivan anywhere. Ivan! Ivan! Check. Help me find that Ivan. Ivan! Fuck, I can't find him. Okay. Marco pushing a majority towards the top right. Just tracking back here once he saw that split from Latov on the left. Oh, it's an amphibious transport? Fuck is that transport? Oh, I don't see it. Oh, the transport probably died to the squid. Anyways. This one? Nah. Last time I was walking an Ivan down towards the left side, so I'm not sure where it went. Anyways, not important. Marco was making a push top right to... Oh, on the island, okay. Track back because of the split down bottom left. Now the IC is ready for both players. Latov tried to move MTV there, but Marco has the map control, so he's gonna double He gets himself. Marco having map control on top right as well, so Latov in a predicament here. He can't really move anywhere for any sort of eco advantage, but that gives the opportunity for Latov to push down towards the middle. So Marco's gonna be moving MCB towards the left side anyway. So top right opened up for Latov, and Latov making his way into Marco's base here. IC gonna be popped pretty soon, and the counter IC probably pretty soon as well from Latov. Unless he stands his ground. There you go. There's the IC pop down on bottom right. Top left. Marco deployed his MCV and it's gonna move all the way through. Is Latov gonna get his MCV? He's gonna get a power. Ah, Marco ICs the nuclear reactor and saves his IC and the power as well. So a bit of a trade there. A bit of a trade. Defensive IC versus offensive IC. But Latov loses all of his rhinos there. The only damage that Latov did get was Marco's rhinos, which he was able to rebuild and pretty easily overcome. But on the back of this, Marco has expanded, Latov expanded top right. Seeing as though he did pull Marco's rhinos away from top right with that push down towards the middle. The bridge has been repaired. Latov sending a bunch of Hail Mary drones down towards that bridge. But in comes the Ivan on the transport in the middle. Where's it going? Where's it going? There's one sentry gun, two sentry guns on the island. Hidden deceptively behind the island. So ideally he would go for the thing instead, unless he baits it out here. Three of them gets baited out. He gets one oil though. He had the opportunity to get the other oil, but that didn't work for him. So down goes one oil for Marco. He still has two. Latov only has one. And there's the IC pop down top right, up on top right by Marco. All 9 is IC'd as well, so he might be diving for the MCV or getting the miners here. Latov not pulling away the miners, but the MCV is the main target here from Marco. Oh, Latov misses his IC on the MCV, and he gets one of Marco's rhino ICs. I am stumbling over my words here. Latov now being able to counter. Is he going to be able to push? Marco's pushing down on top left. The miners are getting hit. Latov might win on that right side. Not with the sentry gun though. Latov some reinforcements. Left side, Latov getting hit. Two miners going down. And here comes the reinforcements from Latov to try and defend. With that eco boost, bottom left and top right, players will be able to sustain this a little bit longer. It's like Latov did lose that fight on the right side, pull all the way back towards his main base, and still lost the fight down towards his main base. Marco surviving with two rhinos here, one veteran. He might just get an elite here. Ooh, just about. So Marco just about saves that veteran, but it dies into a fresh rhino, and he can start to rebuild and re-push down on that top right, up on that top right expansion here. Latov obviously just about defense, but he's in a whole world of hurt here. He's gonna force to IC that one rhino and only has a couple left to defend. Looks like Marco was the more patient one in this engagement, in this entire fight actually, and he was the one to overcome Latov's eagerness to push forward. Takes out that war factory. We've got drones coming up from Latov now. He's trying to split bottom left to try and get some miners, but this looks like game over. Marco is a huge number of rhinos back to his main base, and that's 1-0 to Latov, his best of 11. GG's. Very, very, very patient build up there from Marco. All right, after that 1-0 game on Lake Blitz, and we're moving on to Golden State Valley. It's gonna be the third time we're seeing this map today, as of today. So where does this go? Where does this go? I kind of favor Latov on this map, specifically because of how aggressive he is on the offense. Yeah, slow. No. Wanna read. So this is with reduced delay. I can really see it's a bit slower than usual. But yes, I do kind of favor Latov in this match simply because of how aggressive he is on the offense. You might see a drone Rhino coming up from Latov. We've seen him done it a handful of times. So if he does choose to do that, he will probably go double drone. There's a double drone from Latov, and probably 2 Rhinos to follow up with it at the end. Might even get a miner in the meantime. So double drone miner and then Rhino. Because at that stage, while waiting for your drone to go into the miner, you can, into your opponent's miner, you can get a miner in the meantime before going a Rhino. So Latov gets droned the once here, second drone from Marco. Latov didn't garrison that building. Second drone from Marco did successfully go in. Latov sells that service able to make another one down towards the middle. Where's the drone from Latov here? There's one and there's a second. They're still waiting to go aerial drone, auto attacking that one Rhino. It's a good bait from Marco. It says that the game speed is painstakingly slow. I think because Latov's internet is not that good, so to the European tunnels, he does not get that good of a ping. Yeah, so you see the 2 Rhinos split on the bottom right here. Latov did try to follow up that drone, the miner, with that with the 2 Rhinos. Obviously, looks like that miner on the right side did get that drone, and the bottom 2 Rhinos here on the bottom right does get pushed away by Marco. So Marco kind of, I think, probably did his what do you call it? Did his homework there, or probably just his experience in dealing with Latov. And QM is very fast because QM is P2P, which is player to player. On TNT Net custom games, you have to run through a tunnel, so which is why that's the reason why you keep complaining, Kian. So got double war out of Latov, double war out of Marco. Marco gets split down towards the bottom here. Second refinery on a good placement there. Latov not really microing his miner to that new refinery. So that would be a little bit disappointing there from Latov. He would ideally have 2 miners down on bottom right, so he doesn't overload the middle patch, which is slowly running dry with 4 miners. No miner from top ref. Hit 1 miner, 1, 2, 3. Is there? It's there. I don't think he didn't get it there. I'll quite expand it down towards the top. 6 minus for Latov here. For Marco, sorry, it's split down towards the bottom. It does snipe that 1 miner. MSV has been sold. And just a 5 from Latov. 5 miners there originally. So nice split from Latov down towards the bottom. Yeah, the miner went up. Yeah, that's why I think Latov didn't think about it. He didn't really micro that miner towards that new refinery, so the miner from this specific refinery went all the way up down towards the middle. Yep, Latov did sell his MCV. Marco sold his MCV as well, but he got another refinery on the gem, so his eco will be quite stable with the this gold patch as well. Drone from Latov. Got a couple Dazzles in the middle. Latov looking to split once again, and Marco on the defensive. Marco, I think, would prefer to be on the defensive in this case.
Brevo 1917 says Shams, noun.
Split down to his bottom right. Marco a little bit distracted by the middle here. He's going to be chasing the Rhinos on the right side. He is severely outstanding down towards the middle. Reinforcements from Latov beefs his army up just a little here. That pushes Marco away. Good snipes from Latov. Top right, the Rhinos are still running rampant. The Rhinos from Marco catching up here, but Latov should be able to get one minor snipe down at least. He runs away, doesn't sacrifice his Rhino, otherwise he would have gotten it. And he splits down towards the middle as well, trying to get a miner on the gems. Is he going to sacrifice himself for it? Nope, he's just going to run away. A bit of a risk there, considering he is kind of pulling Rhinos into his own base here, but oh, he gets away with it down towards the right side. Because the Rhino from the top right does go back in the game, because the Rhino from Marco top right goes down towards the middle there. So Latov slapping 2 miners with that split. He's doing damage, but once again, similar to the Ed and Kien game, where Ed did a lot of damage, but Marco was too strong. This is the same exact scenario there. So that's 2-0 to Marco. GG's. Okay, game number 3. Not a good start from Latov at the moment. A couple mistakes here and there. He is finding himself 2-0 down in this best of 11.
Revo 1970
What the fuck,
does a
Revo?
word
God damn
meaning
it.
footstool turn into a word meaning mess. Start with the Latin scamulum, meaning little ben.
Little bitch.
Modify the spelling and you get the Old English siamol, meaning footstool or a table used for counting money or exhibiting goods. Alter again to the Middle English shamulis, and the meaning can easily become more specific, a table for the exhibition of meat for sale. Pluralize and you have the base of tea.
There you go. It's a bit too long, so it cut off. Nice. Alright, divide freeze over. But thank you, Revo. So divide freeze over. Marco starting on his favorite spot on top right. So we see that infamous build then on top left. First refinery for Marco goes top left. But no Connie spam this time. Marco's typical build on top right is to spam a bunch of conscripts to push the oil down bottom right while having that first.
Valve 13 says the 15th century term shambles, meaning meat market.
Okay. So he would spam a bunch of connies to pressure the oil down bottom right while his first refinery is top left. He doesn't do that today, but his refinery is still up on top left, first refinery. The drone from Marco waiting to go in. Second drone from Latov. Yep, second drone from Latov. And second drone from Marco as well. Oop. Nice, clicking there from Marco. Latov's drone. Second is still ongoing here. First drone does go into the miner for Marco. Second drone on the way somewhere. Excuse me. There's a second drone from Latov. Marco's second drone went somewhere, went into the miner, bottom left. Oh, that's not gonna make it to the service depot. Ah, yikes. That is the risk. Oh, and it goes to around. That is the risk of having not repairing your miners all the way. As Marco gets a drone top right. So Latov loses a miner. And he goes for a third drone here. How many sentry guns do you need? Yes, says Marco. So Latov's gonna try his best to micro the drone away. Oh, it gets in anyway! And that miner's gonna go down. Good move from Latov there. Marco did repair top right, yes. There's the miner right here. So Marco repaired top right. He's on 3 more factories here. He's gonna push forward. There's a drone on the field for Marco. And it goes into yet another miner here. That's the 4th drone of today. And Marco's still pushing in with a bunch of rhinos pushing forward. Latov on the defensive here. He has a couple of sentry guns. He brings back the split from bottom right. And Latov getting another miner sniped here. Marco taking down 3 miners from Latov. At the moment, that split was from bottom right. It was pushing somewhere along here, and it came back Latov there. So Marco with 4 war factories now, Latov with 3. And he's gonna push all the way down to his bottom right here. Latov, or Marco, sorry. And another miner, that's a 4th miner snipe from Marco. Some really good snipes at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 war factories. Top left refinery does get sold because the miner did die. But what a move there from Marco, just pushing in with the amount of rhinos that he has. That's some bad pathing right there. Latov trying to go on the offensive. Marco should be splitting. Oh, looks like that split gave him an elite. What? Oh. Some bad pathing there just helped Latov to some tank control. This seems like a suicidal push, to be honest, from Latov. He's gonna try and make his way around the choke point down towards the bottom here, but does he have enough rhinos to continue on with this push? He goes through a couple of drones, and as predicted, that top right split does go down. He only has a handful of drones left. But Marco with so many drones, so many rhinos, sorry, compared to Latov's. And about 1 or 2 drones just go in there. 3 of them, I think. Oh, just 2. 3. Yep, there you go. That's third. And Latov pulling away that one refinery, that one miner, selling whatever he has. And the small amount of rhinos that Latov does have pushing up to its top left in a sort of a small, desperate attempt to do some damage. But Marco coming in with a split. Does not go well for him. He does get eliminated, and now the full force of Marco with an elite and a veteran is going to come into play here. Sentry gun is up. Latov's eco has been trying to reconcile there, but GG is being called. That's 3-0 now to Team Marco. GG's.
Monster Ratu says boys, 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 boys.
Wow, Steve really likes boys, huh? Interesting, Steve. I didn't know you were into boys, but okay.
Monster Ratu says edit poop.
Yeah, exactly. Steve's dating app search. Alright, we're on to Impulse now.
Muri says tournament.
Yes, tournament. Please shut up, guys. Poop. So we're on to Impulse now. Well, Latov spawned map pick once again because he's losing 3-0. Pretty bad start for him. Let's see whether he can sort of reconcile whatever he is feeling right now, whether it's nerves or whether it's just Marco being an absolute beast at the moment. So Impasse, pretty good map. Marco clearly has a plan here. He knows what's gonna happen. He walls up that oil because the first paradox will definitely be by the oil. Looks like okay. Latov's first paradox goes by the paradox instead, the airport instead of the oil. Pretty early M3 removed there by Latov, same with Marco as well towards the second jam patch. Pretty normal. First drone from Latov, where's Marco's drone? There it is. Oh, Latov double drone, never mind. What was that? That's Marco's first drone. So Latov's double drone, first drone goes onto the gold. It's a pretty rookie move by Latov. Okay, I'm gonna be honest there, pretty rookie move. You would go around, even when the miner is not facing you, with that amount of gold. Yeah, there's the paradox down towards the bottom there. You might be able to save it. Yep, he does save it. Meanwhile, Latov getting drone down towards the bottom right. The second drone from Latov goes into the miner top left, which does get repaired. So 4 miners and gems for Latov. Should be a 4 miners on gold, on gems as well. 5 miners actually on gems for Marco. So Latov a miner behind at the moment. So looking to push on towards the middle here. Whether he's gonna push down bottom left, I'm not too sure. There's an there is a war factory down towards the bottom island. It's where Latov is sort of convening to at this stage. Latov realizing there's an oil around the... There's a wall around the oil. Sorry, not an oil around the wall. Sending his rhinos there to deal with it. Prime that nearby war factory as well. Marco is close by. I wonder if he's gonna split top right. Looks like that other drone does go in either way from Latov into one of the rhinos here. Oh no, it went to the miner. There you go. Is he gonna make it? Yep, just about there, Marco. Just about gets there from the third drone from Latov. Meanwhile, Marco expanding all the way. His forces are still by his main island. Latov has already made his way down towards the bottom left of that forward war factory. So he's gonna take out that sentry gun. Probably gonna try and get the oil. Marco is on a goose chase now. Turns around with half of his rhinos. That's smart. That's a nice bait from Latov. Almost gets the first half or the back end of those rhinos. Meanwhile, Paradrop back of Marco's base. Latov primed that war factory back and home base. Splitting down towards the middle here. Marco pulled all three of his miners back. And now they're back mining. Latov doing some really good moves here. Splitting down towards the top and towards the bottom as well. And oil is probably going to be a target from Latov with the rhinos pretty soon. Good expansions as well from Latov. Where did this miner go? Oh, I got sniped by Marco. I think Marco made his way there, split down towards the middle, towards the bottom, sniped one miner, and then makes his way towards the bottom right. And now he can make another move down towards the middle here. Two miners are going to get sniped from Latov. Marco expanding down towards the middle. There's some really good push and pull movement there by Marco. Spinning from the middle down towards the bottom left. Make his way towards the bottom right, so Latov will pull his rhinos from main base down towards the bottom right to defend. And that allowed Marco to push forward down towards the middle with the rhinos fresh from the war factory. Some really good push and pull movement there. Latov gonna try to snipe the rhinos down towards the middle here, and he does successfully. Marco seems to be preoccupied at the moment with bottom right, where there's still a handful of rhinos there. Latov making his way down towards the middle. Nice sentry gun up from Marco, but he isn't gonna make any leeway there, so he pushes back, or pulls back rather. Oh, Latov gonna get sandwiched by two splits there. He's gonna make his way down towards the middle once again. Yeah, this map is really big, and lots of opportunities for splits, which apparently we know Marco is not the greatest at dealing with splits, but in this case he has been splitting pretty well there. Marco preoccupied there, getting one miner sniped. Good move from Latov, as he still keeps on the pressure down towards the middle here. So Latov does win that engagement in the end, out of range of the sentry guns, and now he can snipe the other miner there. He might even sacrifice all of his rhinos for it. He does have that miner targeted, and the miner does go down and sells the war factory as well. So it's kind of even at this point. Marco was ahead at some point with the splits and everything down towards middle, but Latov's expansion down towards bottom left is actually doing him a lot of good in terms of eco. Now he has a radar up, Latov. He should be getting a forward barracks up pretty soon down towards the right side. And the elite coming out of it from getting rid of all that sentry guns from Latov. It's a really good work. Marco forced to bring in his rhinos from the main island. And that's gonna allow Latov pushing down towards the middle maybe. So that's a rogue miner from Marco moving down towards the middle. Marco pushing Latov all the way back down towards the middle. And to his top left now, Latov on a wild goose chase round and round and round. Yeah, the lead making a lot of good work here. Now pushing it out to his middle. I thought he would push it around here. The elite still surviving. And Marco realizing he's gonna leave that elite alone probably. It's on 1 health. And because Latov moves all the way down towards the bottom left, he leaves the middle wide open. Doesn't have enough rhinos to defend, so he's gonna have to stock up on desos or sentry guns. But top left is wide open here. Marco realizing that primes that nearby war factory. But back in Latov's base, MCB is gonna get sold here after being targeted. Getting a sentry gun up. That's some really good movement out of both Latov and Marco at the moment. Sheesh. Latov maybe should just wait for some reinforcements before pushing in. He pulls back the rhinos from top left, baiting Marco again. Yep, that's a really good bait there. Marco's preoccupied with bottom left. And now Latov gonna push up on top left. Now, should get rid of that war factory before Marco can get more rhinos in the field. Marco preoccupied with bottom right there. And Latov snapping a handful of rhinos, and Marco calls GG. Amazing offensive work there from Latov with the bait and switch in the move as well. Marco with some really good splits as well, but GG's. That's the first point now to Latov.
Berg93 says, soft serve ice cream, soft serve ice cream.
I kind of forgot about it. It's okay. Okay. Pirate Bay. Bay. So, Latov was some really good push and pull movement there. Actually, both players some really good push and pull movements, but I think Latov kind of edged it with his. You saw the way that Latov was baiting Marco to push his rhinos into one area, and then he turned around and go into the other side. That is what Latov is really good at. Using the terrain and the geographical advantage. He does that a lot, especially on maps like Yin Yang, and that is why he picks those kind of maps. Maps like Yin Yang, where there's a lot of cliff edges, maps like Impasse, where it's nice and big, and he's able to abuse the bait and switch maneuver really well. And I think that was probably one of the reasons why he was able to win that game. It was the main reason, I think, because he kept baiting and switching everywhere, and Marco was splitting, and he was preoccupied as well and didn't see the switch, so he immediately got baited and he paid for his crimes. So moving on to Pirate Bay here, Latov going double drone. That was a synchronized kill on the dogs. I wonder if that double drone is to anti-scout for one, or he might even get that second drone in. So first drone from Marco goes in. Latov going one miner with a rhino falling up straight. So double drone from Latov still waiting here. So he clearly wants to get that rhino kill in. So two rhinos immediately gonna start moving here from Latov. Maybe. Marco with a second drone. Second drone still waiting there. Two drones, sorry, still waiting. Ooh. Nice sentry gun defense there from Marco. Quite three of them on some high ground. From Pedro, not gonna be enough. Meanwhile, top right, Marco is getting those Connie snipe there. Second sentry gun coming out, that should be able to defend against those Connies, and looks like that second drone died as well to a miner. So all around good defense there. Latov goes with a third drone. Now ready to push. I wonder if these second double drones from Latov are actually doing some work. Nice drone. Is he gonna send it back? Yep, he is. So power drop from Marco again by that oil. One sentry gun is gonna go down pretty quickly. Marco's gonna follow up with some rhinos by the airport. And this could be Latov in trouble here. He's gonna split Marco, sending only 3 rhinos forward. They're all definitely gonna go down until Marco. Latov not looking to repair it at all. Red miners are gonna get sniped next. Oil goes down. Meanwhile, back in Marco's base, Latov trying to make some moves here. Pushing in, it's gonna go around the cliff edge, maybe snipe a miner along the way. That paratrap could have gotten the war factory by now. Now the war factory goes and is gonna get targeted here. War factory forced to get sold. Nice moves out of Latov there, but he did get a miner sniped and did lose maybe too many rhinos there, and only comes up with 1 rhino on 1 tick of health. Value? Maybe not, I don't think. Marco goes with some tech, radar is up, still on 1 war there, obviously forcing the cell on the other war. Lab out for Marco. Latov not even lab out yet, and he is running into some economical issues, not with the miner and gems. I'll tell you, Marco's there for quite some time. Radar is up. Defensive paradrop up from Marco. But without that oil and that paradrop, it's gonna be quite hard for him to get an edge over Marco. Well, even with that I see now as well, and the naval yard. So it's gonna get really hard for Latov in a couple of minutes here, unless he counters. And that is what he is expecting to do. Lab up. Let's see, naval yard up pretty soon. The IC is on the way. Yeah, both players are kind of even at this point. Marco is slightly out tanks Latov here. There's the dreadnought. No naval yard out from Marco. Oh, the IC is placed right there in the huge range of the dreadnought. War factory forced to get sold. Second war factory is up. Oh, nice. The dreadnought goes down from the rhinos. So the only damage that the dreadnought did get was that war factory. 2k for 2k. But the worst thing in the world, IC is not going to be ready for Marco. Is going to try to get some map control down towards the middle. That's off. Ideally would prevent that. Or he might even bait the IC to push forward here. Yeah, he wants to bait the IC, but Marco's not going to bite. That's not going to use this opportunity to push by the airport. It looks like the IC does get pumped anyway. Not before Latov takes out quite a number of tanks there. Miner's going to get targeted, maybe not. Marco going for the rhinos. Down towards bottom left, the sentry guns do go down, but the airport still survives as Marco makes his way through. No miner sniped. So it won't go that as a successful IC, but he did get quite a number of rhinos down there. So Latov reconvening. Marco now has pushed all the way up forward. So that IC is definitely going to be used defensively, which Marco baits it super nicely. And that timing was impeccable there. Literally as the IC gets popped, Marco pulls back. And Latov's going to split down towards the top as well. With two rhinos going to snipe a couple of miners. Marco going to prime this war factory. Hopefully, eventually. Maybe he stopped building rhinos there. I'm not too sure. Rhino coming up from the bottom war factory, not from the top. Finally, the top war factory comes out. And two miners do get sniped there from Marco. I see still running here. Got 3 war factories now. Looks like Marco sold the battle lab. Nice defensive deso. But top side, Marco has his IC ready. This is what Latov does not want to face. But maybe he can get some quick damage in. There you go. There's the IC finally getting pops. Latov's IC down towards the bottom here. So, and he did build a second nuclear reactor. So losing that one nuke isn't the worst thing in the world here. But the main force from Marco going down towards the bottom. IC from Latov ready in 20 seconds. Marco coming in with some reinforcements as well. And Latov only has a handful of rhinos to defend along the top, which is not ideal. He need more than that. Marco's main force retreats back down towards the middle, and Latov successfully pushes him all the way back. But not enough though. Reinforcements gives Marco some confidence to push back in, and finally the IC is getting used defensively. And that is what Marco wants here. Marco wants Latov to use the IC defensively, so the IC will never be near his base at all. And now Marco has a bit of a lesser threat dealing with this push from Latov. But he did pull away maybe too many rhinos down towards the top side. That allows Latov to push all the way through. Marco sells and sends all of his corners down towards the middle. And looks like he's going to pull back some of the main force as well. The MTB does get sold. Should get rid of that, sacrifice the rhinos for the war factory, but nice TC there from Latov. He's trying to push down towards the top side as well. Looks like MTB has been sold from both players here. Latov's rhino smoking. He has one veteran, could get elites. And he goes back to deal with that airport around the back, and Latov pushing up towards the top as well. Forces Marco to bait the IC out. Only 2 rhinos. So that's more than enough for Latov to deal with. There you go, Marco pulling back. And now the IC from Latov is going to be ready. He out-tanks Marco at this stage, so Pushing in with an IC will be absolutely deadly. Latov in a huge lead at the moment with Rhino counts and with that IC as well. And there's the IC. It goes pop. Forces the cell. Marco just maybe panic selling that War Factory there. Power's gonna get targeted nice, so the IC is not viable for him. Good push from Latov. And there's the GG from Marco there. What a game, boys. Oh my god. That is why Pirate Bay is one of the most entertaining maps out there. That's 2-3 now for Latov. Pulling it back. GG! Let's go. Here we go. Alright. So we're on to Distant Cassar next. Oh, opposite spawns this time. So we always see spawns on bottom left and top right.
Berg93 says let's go Marco. Berg93 cheer, let's go Marco. Berg93 cheer, let's go Marco. Berg93 cheer,
let's go Marco.
Berg93 cheer.
So I'm seeing a lot of support for Team Marco at the moment. Not so much support for Team Latov. Question for y'all, for Team Latov. Where is your support, my friends? I'm seeing Marco getting all of the love. Team Latov. So we're on to Distant Cassar here. The spots are a little bit different. We usually see bottom left and top right, but we're seeing a top left instead of bottom right at this point. Oh, you shut up, Lazlo. You shut up, Lazlo. It's my fucking stream. So it's gonna be a bit different at this stage. Top left, Latov. Oh, not really body blocking. I do think the top left spot is a lot better for Marco. It's a lot closer to the gems. It's nicely positioned as well with that refinery. I'm biased. I'm biased to the underdog. I always support the underdog in this case. Yeah, Marco is actually sending me his team winnings. Kappa. So yeah, I do think top left is a much better spot. It's a lot closer. Nice drone. It's a lot closer to the gems. You can just get a War Factory double ref and you should be there. Bottom right, you do need a bit of help here. Maybe a War Factory and then the double ref would do well. It may be something to look at. So this is why I don't have you on commentary. You suck. No, I think that edit was done by Lucas Z. I don't know whether Berg implemented it. So Latov already gonna start to oh, he did edit it, okay. So he did start to long distance mine the gems. So is Marco. Ref. A double war from Marco. Latov, where's the second War Factory? He built Service Depot to go to Service Depot in case. There's the second war. Is quite late, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 6, 7 minus for Marco. Latov's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as well. We've got a third war coming up for Marco already. Latov is looking to make another refinery instead of another war. Latov looking to get an 8th miner up before the third war. Marco's already on that third war. He's choosing to long distance, not really getting efficient refineries. Same with Latov. So obviously because Marco having that third war factory, he is out-tanking Latov at the moment. So a couple of builds here. We know Marco's really strong with his builds. There's finally that third war from Latov. And he gets droned as well. Where is that? Yeah, there's a second drone from Latov. Just getting into one of Marco's miners here, but Marco clearly ahead at this stage. A ton to fall readily available as well. Looks like Latov's gonna be on the defensive. Marco trying to cut off the end of that Rhinos there. Just about gets one. Just trying to wait for the other side. Is that 4th war? Radar up for Latov. Doesn't go for that 4th war yet. So Latov going for that radar instead of that 4th war. Marco just chasing him along the other side there. Latov could capitalize on that because Marco's TC is not, the pathing is not the best here, but he overcommits down towards the middle of the suicidal run. That only means that he's trying to split onto another side here, but he baits Marco to pull off. Doesn't get a minor snipe. That almost gets a minor snipe there, but didn't work out at all. The split on the right side does get pushed away, but Marco out-tanking him so much here. And that split from Latov over on the left side does eventually go down. So 4 wars for Latov now. He finally got that 4th war up. Looking to expand down towards the bottom as well. But maybe just a little bit of overcommitment here from Latov. Just that suicidal push down towards the middle. I would expect that the split on the right side to be a lot sooner than what it normally is. Now Marco can push down towards the middle. Latov gonna look to his deserts for defense, and Marco walks right into the heart of the desolation there. And that's gonna allow Latov to have an easier time to defend on that split. Marco pushing onto the right side with that split, seeing as though they were in that desolation. Latov now towards the top left as well. Nice bait there. Once again, a change in direction does absolutely everything here, but not enough to deal with the high number of rhinos from Marco. Marco running into some eco issues. But looks like Latov has sold that MCV after getting that efficient refinery down on the right side. But again, throughout this entire game, Marco has been out-tanking Latov. But Latov has been splitting, being really aggressive, splitting left, right, and center, doing a bait and switch, hoping that Marco will sort of mess up here and there. And this is the exact reason why Latov has been making these suicidal runs with the main force there, so that he can split with a small number of rhinos to the right side, and he gets an elite out of it. So that's absolutely worth, but is it worth losing so many rhinos just to get 1 or 2 rhino snipes? Because Marco, again, is going to be able to out-tank him after this. And that refinery on the left side as well, no miners are on it. He is long distance mining over on the right side. Ideally 2 miners from the middle, from the bottom right here. Should be moved down towards the bottom middle. But these splits from Latov, again, doing a lot of damage, but I'm not sure how good it'll be in the long run. Looks like Marco has sold his MCV. Latov trying a split once again here. That elite, I believe, did go down either way. Oh no, it's still alive. Just got sent back to the service depot. Is Marco gonna push down towards the bottom here? There's 2 groups, 2 very specific splits here, and Marco just sending his rhinos down towards the bottom. There's some bad tank control. This is quite weird to say. I think he was preoccupied down on top right, up on top right. But yes, this is what Marco needed to do way earlier on. Seeing as though he out-tanks Latov by quite a bit, a 3rd split here would be the way to distract Latov and get a couple snipes in. So that split down towards the bottom right here, top. Latov makes his way all the way down towards his main base, so he's gonna push somewhere else here, which is down towards the bottom left. Miners are going elsewhere. Latov turns around. Bottom right, the split does go down. But along the top, Latov looking to snap a couple miners once again here. And again, it's gonna be met with a brick wall of rhinos from Marco. And there you go, some bad miner pathing means 2 miner snipes. But again, in the long run, it just doesn't seem like a viable strat in the long run, because Marco will constantly out-tank Latov here, because he's keeping on the defensive. Oh, we have K miners. He's keeping on the defensive, and Latov keeps throwing his tanks into a wall of rhinos, and you know, it's not a good thing for him. AFK minus on the left side there from Marco. So let's see whether those splits have come into play here. Looks like the elite has made its way towards the right side, but it does go down. Marco turns around with that split out towards middle, and he bulls into the middle of Latov's main force with the elite there. What a maneuver. What a maneuver. So finally those miners are into play, which is why you see Marco is sort of broke there. 4 miners of AFK on that left side. Latov selling that refinery, pulling back with that miner. So Latov's game plan here in the long run is probably just to get Marco low on eco. Seeing as how both players have lost their MCV, ooh, the drone's getting onto the deso there. Seeing as how both players have sold their MCV, so forcing someone to go and build a couple miners from the war factory may be the strategy for Latov. It's like Marco trying to do a push on the left side, forces the sell on that war factory, but Latov does deal with it pretty easily here. Marco with some good, some decent eco. Both players now coming into the point of the map where both players have sold their MCV and are long distance mining. Latov seems to have combined his army into one. Marco still out tanks, but now they're a lot more even than they used to. Marco's in bad tank control, pushing down towards the middle here. The front end of the rhinos have been taken out, and the elite coming out from Latov here right at the end. It looks like Latov does take that game either way. It looks like I am standing corrected there. The long-term goal of getting the eco down from Marco seems to have worked, and now we're all tied at 3-3, boys. GG. Absolute fucking amazing comeback from Latov there. Yep, Matt, I remember that. I remember that. Alright, let's go, Coded Speak. After a short break there, Latov just needed 2 or 3 minutes because marriage is killing me. Wink, wink, wink. We all know why he needed to leave for about 2 or 3 minutes. Latov gets the work done and he does it quick. Yeah, boy. So, we're on to Coded Speak now. Latov up on the top side. And Marco down towards the bottom. We're on Coldest Penis here. And let's see where this will go. We're all tied up. Latov has been quite a menace here. From 3-0 down to 3-all. So what I can say here is definitely have a barn burner on our hands. Yeah, Pef has he has left Discord in general, which is a good thing for him, and he's going to play on Rambo Play. He's been back streaming a while here and there, but he generally just does what he wants. Nice draw from Latov. Yeah, Paf is married as well. Yeah, just we're very happy for him, you know. A while ago, he did come into my chat saying that he was picking up his wedding suits, which we were all very much happy for him. For Latov, only 1 miner on the gems. Lazo, just fuck off, man. Like, Lazo, seriously, fuck off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miners now. Drone from Marco hasn't gone in yet. And 6 for Marco as well. Now, Lazo said something fucked up. I did. That's what I did. So Marco looking to build towards that left side. Latov not really expanding. Okay, he's moving down the right side. And he's gonna move his MCB towards the left. Yeah, I mean, Lazo at sometimes he can be a bit much. Yeah, he's okay most of the time, but when he's on it, he's on it, if you know what I mean. That was one of the times when he was on it, and I am not having that in my chat. So got 3 wars now for Marco. Lots of obviously MCV moved, so he's down a war. Okay, even on Rhinos at the moment. Built the service depot before he can before he moved his MCV, just for the sake of that drone there. And the other drone just going down in the Rhino. So Latov expanding all the way towards the left side. Sorry, Marco and Latov as well on the gems on the left. Latov looking to split once again. We've been quite a difference we're seeing here. Oh, getting drone. Thanks. So quite a difference in aggression that we're seeing here. Latov has been the one aggressing so much in this entire series, while Marco has been the one on the defense. I mean, fair play to Marco, he is good on the defense, Latov is good on the offense. So they're kind of playing to each other's strengths at the moment. But I think Marco is a much better defensive player than Latov is offensively. But he has proven me wrong here. He is 3-0 up, 3 all after being 3-0 down. Marco pushing, swing on that left side here, Latov pulling back that miner. Meanwhile, bottom left, Latov pushing in once again. Good searching gun out from Marco for defense. And a couple more drones here from Latov to try and get rid of this split, but the dog's fodder is doing the work. Meanwhile, the third split down towards the middle just gets preoccupied. And Marco manages to snipe one miner, the second miner in jeopardy as well, down towards that top right side where the gems are. Latov split down towards bottom left, going down, bottom right going down as well. And Latov, oh, he doubles back and Marco gets that miner snipe on gems. So some really good snipes there from Marco for economical wise, for just from one split as well. From top left all the way going towards the middle, getting one miner here and then getting one miner here, sorry, and another miner on the gems. So Marco now ahead. Latov only has a handful of rhinos. Marco has about 3 handfuls of rhinos. Moving the MCV, he's on 4 walls here. Latov selling his war factory to keep up with that eco after getting some miners sniped. And now Marco can feel the full wrath coming in. And Latov, Marco spinning on the left side as well to get that miner down. Latov desperately defending here. Right side MCV has been moved. And Marco easily dealing with the rhinos down towards the middle. And that's a quick GG there. Latov going down. And Marco going 4-3 up in Code Speak. Yep, TN beat Legend 4-0. Okay, we're 1 away from match point here. And Latov, just to talk about that previous game, Latov actually doing pretty well. As per the other games that So what the fuck kind of English is that? The other games that we saw, Latov did some really good splits. And he had the defense covered in terms of drones there. But the dog fodder from Marco was just enough to stop the rhinos from getting droned. And that allowed Marco to go all the way on from top left all the way to his top right, snapping one miner on the gold and another miner by the gems. And Latov didn't have enough rhinos, no drones to deal with that split. So that alone, that one move alone killed Latov's eco. And he wasn't able to keep up in terms of production because he kept hitting 0. And Marco eventually easily out-tanked Latov by then. But we're moving on to path more traveled now. Let's see whether he can do any good here. Marco not grabbing that top right oil. There you go. Luckily he got there before the drone got there. Nice sentry gun there so the drone doesn't go through the fucking war factory into the miner. So Marco going over second drone. Double gems. Ooh, looks like Marco gets droned first one. This first miner. Where is that service depot going? There you go. There it is. You see why Marco put that service depot down towards the middle as well. So in case the bottom miner got droned, he wouldn't have to rebuild that service depot. If he built that service depot by that refinery, Latov would have immediately gone towards the bottom miner. And that would have delayed Marco again because he needed to build another service depot or risk losing that miner down towards the bottom right. So Marco's miner here is on half health. So Latov's gonna try and push in there and snipe that miner. The Paradrock comes in. The drone goes down. Oh, just about. So that miner just about saves himself on one tick of health there. If Marco didn't see that split incoming or that push incoming, that miner would have gone down pretty quickly there. So a really good good save from Marco, who is looking to build down towards that top patch of gems. Latov's second war factory is towards the middle with some good map control. So it looks like he will have the middle space here, or the middle of the map to work with. Paradrop up on top right gets rid of that drone there, the sentry gun. And a third war coming out for Marco. Is Latov going to contest this top patch of gems, I wonder? He is quite close to it. Marco getting some map control there as well. He splits down to his top left. Met by a sentry gun behind a tree. Latov is gonna bring all of his rhinos back. That allows Marco a huge opportunity down to his middle, which he is gonna take. Looks like Marco sniped a miner as well. Latov finally splitting down to his middle to deal with the main force of Marco here. And Marco once again going around the map from top left to bottom left, pulling Latov's tanks away. And the Paradrop just getting the power plant there, and the rhinos dealing with that war factory. Marco still making his way down towards the middle here. Getting yet another miner down. Latov splitting down towards the bottom right with the split that he split up to deal with Marco's split of a split. Trying to target those miners there. Switches up, targets those rhinos. And now Latov having taking down the main force from Marco. He is gonna push down towards the middle here, getting rid of that war factory, getting an elite out in the meantime. And down on bottom right though, Marco still on defeated there in terms of rhino numbers. He's gonna be able to snipe more miners here, Latov. As top right, the elite still running rampant all the way through from the middle. And Marco getting so many miners sniped here. The elite still surviving, doing a lot of the work here. And he will still survive on the other end, but eventually goes down to the normal veteran rhino, giving away a veteran as well. What a move here. And now Latov can try and push it out towards the middle again. Marco going on tech here. Latov only has a radar up, and he sold his MCV afterwards. So let's see whether Latov can keep up this pressure from Latov can keep up this pressure against Marco, and will Marco crumble under pressure, which is pretty weird to say. Marco doesn't really crumble any sort of pressure unless it's Woody, to be honest. But Marco pushing in a desperate attempt to push Latov's rhinos away. Eco completely down the drain for Marco. He is left with 4 miners all on gold, mining dry as well. And Latov obviously sold that MCV, but he has only 3 miners. But he has some good eco though, 7k in the bank, so he can definitely keep up this push here. Engineers right nearby. It won't do any, it won't capture the war factory, but it'll damage it. Latov being really patient now with his push, not really sacrificing anything. Marco pulling back to deal with a Paradrop question mark. And now he turns back to deal with the main split from Latov, the main force from Latov. The Paradrop trying to get the lab down. Marco trying to get an IC up. And maybe he's trying to hold until that IC is ready, but Latov is not going to allow him to do so. Again, eco is a huge issue here from Marco. Yeah, so it's available right up front. Marco pulls in the miner fodder, and he pushes Latov back. And now Marco can out-tech Latov here. He can go on the counter, and Latov is on the retreat. In a quick turn of events there, Marco holds off Latov pretty well, and now Marco out-tanks Latov. So Latov can only pull back and try and reconvene and try and regroup here. Think about this next plan of action. The only thing going good for Latov right now is Marco's eco is down bad. Only left with 2 miners here after getting pulling his miners in for some fodder, Marco. Only a third one comes up. He'll need to get some refinery up and he needs time to rebuild his eco. The lab obviously going down. I think he sold that lab. I don't think it's gonna go for the IC anymore. He's even repairing his tanks with the little eco that he has left. Nice drone there to take out that Deso. There was an engineer, yeah, but I don't think he captured that. That's not gonna take out the airports. He's waiting for the fodder to come forward, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 rhinos for Marco. Which is down towards the middle. There's lots of fodder there for Marco, for Latov, sorry, with the Desos as well. He's gonna win that fodder fight. And a huge Deso onto Marco's rhinos. Some really good work there. Now the drone can come in. Snipes one. The bad miner pathway goes locked away. It's a miner sniped. Latov, oh, getting the Deso drone. So Marco down to 2 miners now after rebuilding that miner from the refinery. No, I don't have the program. Big yikes there. So amazing hold from Marco right at the start. Oh, hold on, this drone. Latov had the drone targeted. So amazing hold there from Marco. Just let's try and stage a comeback here. Latov with a really amazing push after the MCV cell. So it kind of evens things out after Marco held for quite a bit. Both players now without an MCV. Marco tried to get that lab out, but get that IC out, sorry, with the lab, but he just decided to go against it here. And now Marco can try to go on the offensive. Just like a miner does get drone, Latov does not have a service depot, so that miner is out and done for. He's now down to 2 miners left. He's gonna bank it and probably get it near his sentry gun. There you go. But Marco has been facing some really bad eco issues. He's trying to repair his tanks. But with the little eco that he has, I don't think that's going to be successful of any way. So Latov, obviously with the better eco, is going to be able to out-tank Marco. And it's all down to Marco's ability to hold once again, which he has an absolute ace in. Drop top right, should be able to get the oil by now. It is out of range of that sentry gun, the conscripts, and there we go. So putting Marco's eco even further down into the drain. He's trying to split up and try to get the other oil as well. And there you go, top right oil goes down. Marco has a couple drones in the field as well, useful for the Desos. He could use them on the rhinos too. But I think the main thing he wants to do here is hold as much as he can. But yeah, there you go, he admits defeat immediately, and Latov pulling it back 4-4 once again. Absolute fucking barn burner, boys. And here we go, Stormy Weather. Fucking amazing game so far. This one kind of top. Thank you, Steve. This kind of tops any. Actually, no, I don't think this tops any series from last year. But so far, in the 8 days of January of 2023, this is the first. This is the series of the year so far for me. Anyone who says otherwise will have to, should have some really fucking good series to top this. Comes down to the team captains and everything. Oof, oof. I didn't see the Geno of this legend. I'm not sure who streamed that. But the context of this series absolutely puts everything, that amplifies it to a fucking 100, man. Marco did pick depth charge right at the start, but he got vetoed from Latov. I'm so glad I raised the timeout to 200k because you fuckers are gonna time people out and I won't be able to concentrate on the game. Alright, so Latov gonna go for this drone, Rhino right on top right. Or he might just even force that Rhino to go. Oh, he droned the Rhino, the miner in the middle. So that distracts Marco away, and that Rhino is going to be able to target the miner on top right. Meanwhile, Latov getting a Rhino droned. So the miner did get saved, and nice sentry gun behind a tree here from Marco. Saved that miner. Serious hilarious. Yeah, this legend. I wonder how legend feels about that. So Latov gonna come in for that miner once again. Pretty ballsy. Pretty ballsy. Nope, Latov has 3 miners. Marco getting a 4th miner up. I assume Latov's another miner is about to come out here for Latov. Latov being super aggressive in this game. Expecting a 3rd refinery to come up pretty soon here. He is down a miner, Latov. He goes for the drone once again, and the 4th drone coming up for Latov here. He wants to get this miner droned. Or he wants to snipe the miners here. It seems like he found a working game plan to defeat Marco, is to target his eco over and over and over again. We saw that in Distant Kasar. We saw that in the other map. I forgot what map it is, where he kept going around and around and around again to target Marco's eco, and that seems to be the working game plan for him. Ooh, drone goes down. Marco really aggressive move across this bridge here. You probably would have won that engagement, but he just pulled out for a little bit. There's the 4th miner, 5th miner out for Latov. Radar up as well. Marco already up onto lab tech. And again, spitting on the top right. Marco pulling back that miner. There's a death zone and a sentry gun there as well. So IC is on the way for Marco here. His IC is going to be up pretty soon. There you go. There it is. But yeah, this is, you would call this a Marco map, right? It's pretty campy. There's tons of opportunities and a good place, a good spawn position to hold. Choke points here and there, and tech in favor of Marco as well. He does pretty well with his ICs. Out comes the naval yard. There's where this Marco move gives him to be. Both players on 1 wall factory as well. Latov's IC is about 2 minutes behind. There's the dread, and there's a squid out from Latov, so immediately that dread is counted. Bit of a waste of money, to be honest. But they're gonna try to make that dread worth it. 2 squids now out. 200k down the bank, down the drain, sorry. Nice move from Latov there. Killed the bridge as well, so Marco's IC will be irrelevant unless he starts to push up. And that is what he intends to do, splitting 2 ways here. Main force down up on top right, the smaller split down towards bottom left, which is targeting that oil at the moment. No sentry guns nearby, the oil is gonna go down. Marco is just almost getting his rhinos taken out there. IC is gonna be baited here. Latov's gonna wait for his IC to be ready as well before he can counter. Now his IC is ready. Now he might counter IC here, or he might just wait. And there you go, the counter IC has been pulled out. I think he could have probably used the IC down towards the bottom anyway. But Latov selling that MCV after Marco targeted it. The miner does survive. And this bridge has been repaired, so Latov has a way through. Marco needs to get back in time. I don't think Marco will be able to get back in time. No, he does not get back into the laptop, seeing an opportunity and absolutely seizing it. Taking out the war factory will be beneficial for him, and he does take out the war factory. Marco now pushing forward with some really heavy number of rhinos there. Latov taking that opportunity, but Marco gets back just in time to defend, and his MCV is saved, but the war factory does go down. And Latov does not have many rhinos in the field. He only has 5, 6 on the field. Marco on the other hand, about 10 to 15 rhinos available for him. Old Cameron taking rest to follow. This is going pretty nuts here. I see ready for both players really soon. Marco gonna kill that bridge once again. So Latov can't use that. I see War Factory has been rebuilt, but the MCV from Latov has gone down. So he will have a hard time keeping up with production. He's stuck on one War Factory, so he needs to defend this War Factory with his life. If Marco manages to do a split down towards the bottom or anywhere else, he will probably lose that IC at the War Factory, and that will be the end for him in this game. He only got one refinery on the right side, so this last gold patch will be his final hope. And a couple miners down towards the middle gems as well. Looks like he built 2 engineers for both bridges. The desolation doesn't get all the way to us here, so he will be able to repair it. Oh, that's a bit too near. Oh, the squiddies. So look at this, both players preparing for that IC. Moving the tanks around, they want the full 9. Now he goes, there you go. Good counter IC by Marco. Latov could have probably IC'd a bit closer. And now the miners are gonna be in trouble. 1 miner down, 2 miners down. Oh, Latov not pulling back his rhinos soon enough to deal with those Marco's rhinos there. That's some good IC by Latov actually to protect the refinery. Else the miner will be long distance mining all the way towards the other side. But good IC from Marco as well to be very patient and wait for the IC to come forth. But now Marco attacking Latov here. Not much that Latov can do here. Getting another miner snipe. Desos are on the way as well. 2 veterans could be elite at any time. Some more reinforcements pushing in. Some good snipes there from Latov, and Marco on the retreat. Rhinos are smoking. He doesn't want to engage whenever he doesn't need to. And it's gonna pull back until those 2 Desos right there. But still, Marco tanking Latov. Both players with some really good eco. But Marco severely out-tanked Latov here by about 2 to 1, I think. So engineers ready. Marco does have Desos by the bridge in case he needs to deploy, and which he definitely will. Now IT is ready from both players as well. And there's a dread by Latov too. That's gonna be quite detrimental here to Marco. Refinery goes down. War Factory is gonna go down next. There's no squid from Marco because the Desos took care of it, and now Latov's gonna push through, gets the bridge repaired. The squid does get the dread does get squidded. Oh, the bridge! What the fuck? The Deso! The tanks were shooting the Deso and it killed the bridge at the same time. So absolute wasted IC there from Latov. Now Marco can try and counter. Oh my god. Now Marco can counter with his IC. And Latov can't do anything about it. Drone on the left side, taking out the Desos. And Latov trying to engage before Marco can get the IC out. But that's a good bait there. Latov's gonna save his rhinos. But his War Factory is gonna go down here. Is he gonna save it? No, he does not save it. So War Factory goes down. Marco diving in for that War Factory. He absolutely can dive in because he has a huge handful of rhinos back in base. And Latov cannot produce anything else except for the rhinos that he has. Oh boy, and now Marco can just go straight up drones and Latov cannot do anything about it except for that IC. That IC is his last saving grace here, and the same thing might happen here, so Latov has to be careful. That's what's blocking the way. Marco running away with his rhinos here. This is the final attempt. He gets an elite out of it. He tries to stay in the fight here, but the IC does wear off. And the majority of his rhinos go down. And he calls GG. And it's down to match point now. Marco taking the lead 5-4. Oh boy, what a game. GG's. All right, here we are on match points. Match point for the entire fucking tournament, and of course, it is match point towards Marco. So it's all up to the team captain Marco here to see what he can do on thin ice. This is Latov's map pick, Latov's final chance to get rid, to take back the point from Marco, so he can bring it up to match point and will bring it to tournament point. And this is Marco's final chance to get rid of Latov once and for all. Not once and for all. He's not gonna die pretty soon. I hope, unless Marco sends some Finnish fucking hitman to go and take out Latov. But yes, this is Marco's final opportunity rather than chance to take it home for the team, to get his team the team reward. And actually we got everyone to play, didn't we? So it's not really anyone freeloading or not doing much. So we're on thin ice. Latov's map pick. One drone from Marco down towards the bottom left. Latov's drone. Where is it? It is into the miner. It looks like Marco's drone dies. That's a pretty fucking big crater for a small drone there. Marco has a second drone. Oh, Marco does not survive that drone. Bad idea, and a good drone from Latov. But where is Marco's second drone? It might have died somewhere, I think. Yep, it did die somewhere, but Marco down one miner. He's trying to split down towards the bottom here. Latov should honestly just pull the miner all the way back towards the top. There's only a minuscule amount of gems. So Marco's chance here is to get this second gem patch. Try and reconcile whatever he lost from this gem patch in that miner. Latov going with another drone here. Probably go into another miner. That would be pretty detrimental for Latov, for Marco again. There's drone. Ooh, Marco going a couple drones here. Oh, fuck, random fly. Yeah, Marco has 3 drones on the field. Not so many rhinos. And 2 of them go into the rhinos. But Marco in a world of trouble here. Absolute world of trouble. That miner's gonna get hit. It didn't manage to get any gems, or just a small number of gems. Latov out tanking here. He's gonna go and push forward, trying to stop Marco from getting any eco. Another sentry gun is up here. I would like to see a split along the top as well to get rid of that MCV. That war factory is definitely gonna get targeted here. Marco is gonna ignore it. Only now he pulls back, and Latov gonna pull back onto that cliffside to get rid of the rest of Marco's rhinos here. Sentry gun up on that cliff as well. Nice from Marco. But Latov heavily out-tanking Marco at this stage. It looks like Latov might be pulling it up to tournament point, and that drone did all the damage. And it is 5-5, the final tournament point. Latov pulling it back. Oh boy. Nobody could have paid anyone for this shit. Here we go, boys. Alright, boys. Here we are. Tournament map. Final fucking game of the entire fucking tournament. And we are on Reconcile. I am slightly worried for Latov here. This looks like a very Marco-sided map. Builds are absolutely crucial on this map. If you have the right build, you have a huge advantage. And what is Marco's advantage here? What is Marco's strength? Holding and his build. We have seen some pretty amazing builds out of Marco throughout this entire the entire years. Actually, the amount of show matches and tournaments that Marco has played has seen a lot of fucking good builds. Latov, on the other hand, does have a couple of tricks up his sleeve. The way that he can catch someone off guard, push in with a drone, and a couple rhinos afterwards might catch Marco off guard. But I don't know, man. My gut feeling is telling me that Marco will take this map, but we'll see if Latov can prove me wrong once again. And let's see here. Okay. Okay, that okay. So Marco body blocking the MCV there, and Latov getting his drone to kill the dog. Nice sentry gun placement there from Latov. It's not quite often that you see Marco get baited by a sentry gun. Interesting. So that MCV just got deployed, and Latov immediately built a sentry gun out of it, and that was why Marco went in for that miner, because he knew that Latov just deployed his MCV. That was some pretty good timing there from Latov. Marco's 4 miners are still intact and none of them droned. Now the drone is gonna walk all the way towards here. Gonna try to be on my toes there. Marco goes for his second drone. A third drone, actually. It looks like a second drone did go into a miner. And Marco getting droned as well. The third drone for Marco by that gem patch. Marco's gonna move his MCV once again. Pretty risky. But I think Marco wouldn't move his MCV without any scouts. Without prior knowledge, so he definitely knew that there was no drone there. That's why he moved his MCV. So we have a third drone from Latov. Marco's miner does survive. We've got 8 miners for Marco. 8 miners for Latov as well. There's the third war out of Marco and the third war from Latov as well. So both players have pretty good builds here. Albeit Latov's build is not that efficient, but it will get him to the gems. Second service depot just in case for a drone as well. And yeah, Marco definitely knows where all the hiding spots are on this map. I would think that top left is a much better spot, considering how you can just plop your MCV here and build. For bottom, you'll need to... the drone just died. For bottom, you'll need to put your MCV here and then move here and then you can build. So it's 2 MCV moves, and for top left, it's just the 1 MCV move. Let's see if there's any drones in the trees here. I don't see any yet. There's a drone. So Latov just doing some deforestation at the moment, making the space. 1, 2, 3, 4 war factories out for Latov, and we have 4 for Marco as well. And here Latov goes. Is it gonna be the one aggressing once again? Drone goes down. Miner. Latov is out tanked. I'll tank you. Marco down towards the bottom. It's a huge number of miners here are in trouble. But Latov takes out 1. And the rhinos come in to save the day here. Is he gonna push down towards the main force as well? Looks like he is. Marco pushes Latov all the way back with that split. Latov has a handful to defend here. Only 4 to 4, so he does defend that well. Looks like he didn't push on that on the top side either. That was a really good counter there from Marco, but he did lose a miner. And now he moves his MCV towards the top right hand spot for that huge jam patch. I wonder when Latov is gonna move here. I would assume that he would move when he got some sort of map control down towards the bottom. But right now he only has, okay, he has a good number of rhinos, so he can move there. Marco does have a drone down bottom left as well, so Marco's gonna start running away with some eco in a bit here. He's gonna pull 2 miners along with him. Looks like that drone might have been hidden somewhere, so Latov, if he does decide to move, is gonna need to scout along to the other end. So Latov gonna need some miners as well. Now he starts to move. These 4 miners are on an empty patch.
Lloyd at 96 says Latov slap that dick over Marco and get the dub.
That's pretty brutal. It's pretty obscene there. There you go. There's the rhinos to snipe the miners. And now the MC moves down towards the bottom left. Marco Latov pulls in a couple as well, a couple miners to deal with it. And there's the drone. Good bait there. Latov's doing some good work along the top right as well. And now the expansion has come in, so Latov will start catching up in terms of eco. Nice dash was there from Marco to pull away or push away those rhinos. Poor monkey. Oh, that radar. Does Latov have a radar? No, he does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 war factories for Latov. Marco, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 war factories, and he goes on to tech. So we're gonna see an IC out of Marco pretty soon. Latov, we're not even seeing a radar out from him. So he's gonna be catching up to some tech pretty soon. But first Kirov comes out from Marco down towards the bottom here, trying to get that refinery out of the way. So we're hoping to see some flat cannons out from Latov. I don't think he wants to risk stopping the rhino production for some flag tracks, but he's trying to make his way down to his middle here. Good desert from Marco. It looks like Marco pulls a handful of rhinos, a good number of rhinos from the bottom as well to go down to his right side. Looks like there is no defense from the Kirov as well, but Latov pushing it out towards the bottom here. And Latov out-tanking Marco. The Kirov is going to do its work here. Refinery goes down. Well, Latov out-tanking Marco down towards the bottom here, and he pushes his way out to a top right. So a couple deserts to defend. Marco's going to push down towards the bottom left here, but he is out-tanked. He is absolutely out-tanked, and he's going to go down. He's forced to pull a couple of riders back from his main force towards bottom left to try and defend, which he does. But that leaves his middle absolutely vulnerable here. Latov's going to pounce. He pulls in 2 miners along with him. That's for the lulz. And Latov eventually gets pushed away down towards the bottom left here, but it might be too late for Marco, who might lose down towards the middle here. The reinforcements might not get there in time. Latov's gonna push all the way through, pulling in a couple miners as well. Fresh runs from the war factory. He's gonna try to make do, but he goes all the way down here. Latov pushes all the way through. Marco might go down here. He takes out that IC. There is no split. That Kirov is not moving. A couple of rhinos down towards the bottom left as well to get rid of that miner. But Latov's gonna push all the way through here. War factory goes down. The MCV top right still alive. But what is the use of the war factory when it goes down? But Marco calls GG's. Well played. And Marco goes down. Latov, a comeback of dreams there. Coming down from 3-0 down to 6-5 up. What a game, boys. What a game. GG's all around. Holy shit. Both players just left my lobby just like that. Oh.
96 says Marco fans forgetting to get their checkbook out, hurting the rest of their crew.
Ah, chat. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, chat. What a fucking game. Latov. What a comeback. What a fucking comeback. What a fucking series. That was amazing. I'm gonna clip that end so fucking badly. So fucking badly.